Welcome to VTeach. Today we are going to discuss the embedded systems subject. First of all, we need to know the definition of the embedded system. It is defined as the combination of both hardware and software to perform a particular task. So we have one more definition, that is, it is an electronic or electromechanical system designed to perform a specific function and is a combination of both hardware and the softwares. So this is the definition we are telling. This means, so we need to add both hardware plus software. It is nothing but the embedded system we are telling. Okay, so we will discuss the embedded system, how it was developed, all the things in the next sessions. So first we need to know the embedded system means is nothing but the processor is embedded into the particular application what we are taking. Let's take an example of a ATM machine. Okay, we all know the ATM machine is working for the purpose of money. Means bank related transactions will be done in the ATM machines. So in this what we are finding in the ATM machines, we are finding one machine which contains software plus hardware, to perform a particular task. Particular task is nothing but the transactions of money. So this is the point of the processor. Next, so we are using the microprocessors or microcontrollers only. Next, we are having only one application will be worked with the embedded systems. What are the examples of the embedded system? The examples are telephones, washing machines, VCRs, fax machine, laser printers, security systems. So these are the major examples of the embedded systems. And next, coming to the history of the embedded system. The embedded system is existing before the IT revolution occurs. So before the transistors, vacuum tubes or their technology is there, before that only the embedded system is there. The Apollo guidance computer means AGC. So this is nothing but the satellite system is there. In this system, this was developed, the embedded system was developed. It was developed by the MIT Instrumentation Laboratory. This is the history of the embedded system. So what is the present market trend of the embedded system? We need to know. So if you are going to the market present trend, then you can find out 80 million pieces are sold in a 1 year, whereas the embedded CPUs are sold 3 billions. Okay, means the PCs what we are using is in a saturation mode, purchased by the persons of 80 millions, then the embedded CPUs are purchased 3 billions. So this is the marketplace of the embedded systems today. We need to go to the classification of the embedded system. So the classification will be in the different types. First of all, we need to know what are the classification basements are there. So first one is based on the generation. We can classify the embedded system, and based on the complexity and the performance requirements, we just classify the embedded systems. And next, based on the data behavior, based on the triggering, and based on the real-time systems. So these are the classifications of the embedded system. First of all, we will go to the generation concept. Basically, we are having 4 types of generations. So in the first generation, so we are using 4-bit microcontrollers or else 8-bit microprocessors we are using. The simple examples is stepper motors controller or else keypad used in telephones. Next, we will go to the second generation. If you are going to the second generation, then you can get 8-bit microcontrollers, 16-bit microprocessors came into the existence. So in this we are having cell phones. So we can take an example of a cell phones in the second generation. And if you are going to the third generation, we are getting the Android system is there. But this is the basic one, Android system is there, and operating system is developed. Basic operating system for the embedded system related operating system is developed in the third generation. If you are going to the fourth generation, then you can find that ASICs, SOC, NOC systems are there. So what is this ASIC? Application specific integrated circuits are developed, system on chip is developed, and network on chips are developed. So these are the generations on the embedded systems. Next one, we need to know about the complexity and performance requirements of the embedded systems. Okay, so the complexity means it will depends on the three types. One is small scale and medium scale and large scale embedded system. It will be designed in these three types. If you are going to the small scale, take an example of water pumping system in our home. Means what you will do, you just connect one controller and set one particular time. In that particular time, the water will pump and the motor will switch off. After the completion of that time, the motor will switch off. Then we can consider that concept as a small scale embedded system. If you are going to the medium scale embedded system, so we can take an example of a traffic light management system as an example with 4 lines, means 4 ways directions is there, right? So we can consider the medium scale embedded system. If you are considering the 12-way lines in the traffic light management system, then we can consider as a large scale embedded system. So this is the complexity and the performance of the embedded system. Next we will go to the behavior of the embedded system. So we have basically we have two types of behaviors. So one is deterministic and second one is the non-deterministic. If you are going to the deterministic behavior, then you need to use the real-time embedded system. Then only you can get the deterministic behavior. Okay, this real-time embedded system will be again divided into two types. One is hard real-time system and second one is the soft real-time system. Let's take an example of your exams schedule. So what is the schedule? Let's take an example of morning session. In the morning session, we have 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. right? So if the exam will start at exactly 10 a.m. and ends at exactly 1 p.m., then we can call that one as a hot real-time system. If the exam will start at 10:10 or as 10:1 to 1 p.m., then this one is considered as a soft real-time system. Means if the system will start at the particular time and at say particular time, standard time, then we can call that one as a hard real-time system. Or as if the system starts before or after the particular time, means 5 to 10 minutes delay or before 5 to 10 minutes it will start, then we can consider that one as a soft real-time system. Means in the soft real-time system we doesn't have any deadlines, whereas in the hard real-time system we have deadlines. So this is about the classification based. Next one is classification based on the triggering. So basically we are having two types of triggerings in the embedded system. One is event triggering and second one is the time triggering. What is this event triggering? Let's take an example of ATM machine. So what it will do? Basically they will give some ads for the promotion purpose, right? So if you are inserting the card, inserting ATM card, then what will happen? Automatically the system will fetch our data what we are having, means what are the card having data, and then it will work according to our need, according to the event. Means if you are want to draw money or else a mini statement, so it doesn't have any time, so it will take simply it will play the some promotional videos or promotional ads. So if you are inserting your card into the ATM machine, then automatically the system will stop and activate our card, and then it will give our data what you are want, and then after completion of the event what we are giving, after completion of the work what we are giving, and then it will get back to the acts. Next one is time triggering. So the time triggering again we will consider as a exam times. So what are the exam times we are having? 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. we are having, right? So this is the time trigger. Means if the exam will start at 10, it will end at 1. So it won't take much more time delay, right? So means the time triggering means it will depends on the time. If the event triggering means it depends on the task or event what we are giving. So we can call this event triggering as a task triggering also. Thank you.